Hi, I'm Mel from Healing That Feeling and welcome to Positivity Pick Me Ups. In this video series, I'm going to be sharing some quick and easy tips for you to do at home to increase positivity and encourage a positive mind. Today's video is all about the inner critic. You're not good enough, you'll never be able to do this, or even you'll never be as good as her. This is something that most of us struggle with at times, usually when we're trying to go out of our comfort zone or planning something new. If we listen to it, the inner critic stops us from doing what we want. So how can we stop it before it goes into overdrive? The first little trick that I have is a silly one, but it does work brilliantly. Imagine the inner critic in the voice of the Wicked Witch of the West. Whenever you hear "you're not good enough" or "you'll never be able to do that," just try repeating the phrase in your head in the voice of the Wicked Witch of the West, or even Homer Simpson if that works better for you. By doing this, you're mocking it and making light of the negativity, showing that you're not taking it seriously. The next tip is to question everything. Am I really not good enough? Is it true that I definitely won't be able to do that or be as good as her? Start to question everything and learn to recognise these thoughts for what they are: inner blocks or limiting beliefs, not necessarily the truth. The inner critic only ever promotes one point of view, a negative one. And as you know, there's always two sides to every story. So if you're willing to look for it, you'll start to see these thoughts for what they really are, just a small part of a much bigger picture and certainly not the whole truth. So every time you hear "you'll never be able to do that," or whatever it is that your inner critic says to you, ask the question, is this true or is this just an inner block? Once I learnt to ask this question of myself, it was a game changer for me. And here's the thing, whenever I've asked the question, not once have I ever said, "yeah, it's definitely true, so I may as well give up." Think of all the goals, big and small, that you've already achieved in your life. You never thought you'd get there, and some of them probably seemed impossible, but you did. You pushed through those inner blocks and you made it. And however insignificant you think of that achievement now, it wasn't insignificant to you at the time, and yet you still managed to do it. You overcame the inner critic just by simply pushing through these inner blocks. Even if there is an element of truth to one of these negative thoughts, simply recognising it as an inner block is a great way for you to up your game and rise to the challenge. My third and final tip for today is to practice self-kindness. Many of us are very quick to speak to ourselves in a negative way, even if we don't say it out loud. But here's the thing, most of us wouldn't speak to anybody else like that. Learning to speak to ourselves in a positive way becomes a habit after a while. Congratulate yourself on any big or small achievement. Even if it's something simple like crossing something off your to-do list, you got it done, so congratulate yourself. If you're in a situation where you would normally think negative thoughts, for example, trying on new clothes, make a point to notice the good things about the dress that doesn't quite fit you, or the blouse that doesn't look right. If you focus on some positives, even in a potentially negative situation, the inner critic will not get the chance to go into overdrive. So that's it for today. Use some of these tips to silence your inner critic and you'll soon start to recognise the inner blocks and the limiting beliefs that are keeping you stuck. In my next video, I'll be sharing some tips about using visualizations, a great tool to create positivity, not just in our minds, but also in our daily lives. So don't miss it. I'll see you there.